And that past is now operating, working, which is the past is conditioning us. And the future, the tomorrow, is the continuation of the past, modified, but still has its roots in the past. And if there is no radical, fundamental change now, the tomorrows will still be what is now. So the tomorrow is now. The future is now. Right? I think it's fairly simple to understand this. We have lived on this earth, according to the biologists and scientists, for 50,000 years, more or less. We are supposed to evolve through that long duration of time, both physically, biologically, and also all the content of our consciousness. And during this long period of time, we still remain very primitive, barbarous, cruel, destructive, wars. So we have changed very, very little, because we're still violent, appallingly violent. Terrorists, wars, all the things that are going on in the world today. And this has been going on for 50,000 years, more or less. Perhaps we didn't kill 1 million people with one bomb. We killed another with a cudgel, an arrow. But still, the killing instinct of other human beings is still with us. So we are, after all this long evolution, we are still barbarians. And we shall remain barbarians. I'm using that word. One is using that word in the real sense, not in the Roman sense. The Roman sense was anybody in ancient Rome who does not belong to the Roman Empire or didn't speak Latin and so on. We are using that word barbarous in the sense that we are extraordinarily primitive, self-centered, amazingly violent, incredibly violent and brutal. In our gesture, in our words, and so on. We are still tribalists. The British, the French, the Indian with their divisions of Sikh and all the rest of it. And if we are that now after centuries of evolution, we'll be still that in the tomorrows. So the future is now. Right? And is it possible to change now completely without the concept, the idea of tomorrow? And if there is such fundamental, timeless change, that is true freedom. And when there is freedom of such kind, there is no fear. And therefore there is no all the invention of gods and rituals and all that disappear. And we ought also talk over together what is suffering. Why human beings were technologically so vastly advanced, so capable, both intellectually and physically, why after all these years and centuries, why we have not ended sorrow? We all suffer, from the most highly sophisticated individual to the most primitive person, uneducated, and so on. We all suffer for various reasons. Suffering from lack of food, from lack of clothes, and so on, in that physical sense. And there are thousands and millions of people in India and elsewhere who have very little to eat. And also there is a suffering of millions of people through wars. What's happening in North Ireland, in Lebanon, and so on, Afghanistan, in India. And that suffering of wars of thousands and thousands of years ago was continued. And that those wars have created immense suffering for mankind. And also, there is suffering if one loses one's friend, with whom one has lived for many years. And also there is suffering of not fulfilling, not achieving, not becoming, and so on. So there is the vast human suffering of which we are. That suffering has existed for thousands of years. And also there is personal suffering, the limited suffering. We don't think that is limited suffering because it's ours, my suffering. So what is the cause of suffering? Why haven't we resolved it after such long duration of time? Are we at all aware of this great suffering of humanity and also the suffering of each one of us? And when we become aware, as a great shock, something that nearly paralyzes one, all suffering makes one's own outlook narrow, petty, very destructive. And why is it that we have not solved this question? Christians have avoided this question.